Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent G is selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent G is selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent Key.
Hey you guys, thank you for tuning in. We're about to go live. If you're watching, say something in the comments to me. Let me know you're there.
Sponsored by SMA Entertainment.
Hey Miss Tara, how you doing, girl? On this Wednesday. Whew. Yeah, okay. Y'all, it's hot up in here. Hey Justin. Hey, the topic today. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and today's topic, the housing market. 7 steps to take while you wait for the housing market to cool. Get your pen and paper, phone a friend. If you are in the market and you're trying to buy, this is a topic for you. If you are considering buying. This is a topic for you. Grab a pen and paper and let's get started, y'all. So, skyrocketing prices, rising mortgage rates, and an extreme housing shortage are all causing many home buyers to get sidelined, right? In fact, according to a recent survey from TD Bank, almost a third of first time home buyers are planning to wait for prices to drop. It's that serious. It's frustrating to be sure, but taking a step back can also be a good way for buyers to regroup and strategize for the next time you enter the market. Are you one of those people? Are you taking a step back from the market because of the high prices, the rates, the interest rates, or the competition, right? The competition is fierce still. The competition has been fierce for about 3 years. So today, using this article that I found from money.com, they just published this just yesterday, and I'm adding my local 2 cents to the article. We are going to share 7 ways to use that time wisely and to prepare for success on the next go around. My forecast is that within the next 5 years, there will be enough inventory built up to ease the pain and the strain and the weight that's currently on the market, because a lot of this is because of the lack of inventory. So, what can you do today that your future self 5 years from now might thank you for? Now, that's not a crystal ball prediction, so don't go saying, Agent Keith, what is it going to be in 2 years? 2027? When 2027 comes, if there's still not enough inventory on the market, I don't want nobody saying that, because that just means that somehow the builders got held up because the construction is happening. So, what can you do today that your future self will thank you for? Here we go. Number one, improve your credit score. A low credit score can negatively impact your mortgage application and interest rate. And we know that all too better right now. I have buyers who were probably at a 3.8% or 4% interest rate just 2 or 3 months ago. And now they're close to 4.8%. It's fluctuating up and down. But when they started a couple of months ago, their monthly mortgage estimate at that rate, based on the house that they were going to purchase, was around $2,300 a month. They were just getting acclimated to a $2,200 mortgage payment, the idea of. Now, with interest rates being close to 5% or 5% in some cases, that $2,200 mortgage payment is now $2,800. So you're looking at almost $3,000 a month just from the beginning of this year to present day. So, what can impact the interest rate that you get when you buy a home? Your credit score. Use this time to work on your credit score. Don't try to get or settle for the bare minimum just to get in. Aim for 700, aim for 750, aim for 800. I think there is actually a credit score max when it comes to mortgages, that if you're higher than that credit amount, that it doesn't matter. I want to say it's somewhere around 720, 740, something like that. If you're watching online and you know what that number is, if you are a mortgage person and you're watching me right now, if you know that if you know that high credit score number, type it in the chat for me so that I can share that with our listeners. That credit score that doesn't matter how much higher you get than that, but that's going to be the magic number that you should work on over the next 5 years so that you get the best interest rate. Right now, the people with the best credit scores are being able to take advantage of the lowest interest rates right now. Even though they're approaching 5%, there's somebody out there that's getting a rate that's a little bit lower than that because their credit score is really good. So work on that, right? Improve your credit score. It's a major factor in your ability not just to buy a home, but to do so affordably. Lenders look at your credit report to gauge how responsible you are in repaying your debts, to assess your overall risk as a borrower, right? So typically, better repayment history and higher credit scores equate to lower interest rates. So if you are not familiar with credit score ranges, I'll share that the ranges are from 300 to 850. And according to data from Fannie Mae, oh, right here in my own documents, y'all. According to data from Fannie Mae, a credit score at 740 qualifies you for the best mortgage rates. So between now and 2027, what's the magic credit score we're aiming for? 740. Go for the 740. A score 100 points below that threshold. What happens with that? That means a rate up to 2.7%, 2.75 percentages higher when you're 100 points lower. 2.75% higher interest rates when you're at a 640, depending on your loan amount. It's the difference between a 5% rate and as high as a 7.75% rate. It is worth doing the work, right? So in a market where affordability is waning, qualifying for a lower rate can be key for many buyers waiting in the wings. Are you a buyer waiting in the wing? You want to put that at the top of your list. Also, you should work on reducing your debts and avoid taking on new ones. We're talking about this time that's going to go by, right? As long as you wake up every morning, that time is going to go by. We are already almost half the way through the year of 2022. Next week, we'll be in the month of May. So I felt like just last month, we were just at the beginning of 2022, sort of, kind of, right? Now, as soon as June gets here, I'm going to be ready for Christmas to be here because it's going to be hot. But anyway, I digress. The point being, this time is going to go by. So how can you strategize? How can you set yourself up? How can you look at the glass as half full versus half empty during a time when the market appears to be so tight? How can you avoid from running around like Chicken Little and saying the sky is falling, and instead look at it as an opportunity? That's what today's show is about. We're looking at this as an opportunity, right? So avoid taking on new debt. Reduce your debts. Don't open new credit cards. Don't finance a new car. The more you consistently pay on the credit you have, that adds to improving your credit score and not going above a certain threshold every month. The car that you have, can you hold on to the car that you have for 5 more years? Now, you've got to be practical and think about it. If your car's engine is on its last breath, you know that reverse, that transmission is starting to mess up, that you might want to consider getting a new car, because 5 years from now, you probably will have put so much money into it, you may as well have gotten a new one. So you might as well go on and get it now, so that in 5 years, you've got the history of the new car payment to support you, right? But if the car that you're currently in, if you throw away the aesthetics, don't be concerned about what people think. I ended up getting a new car because my transmission went out. I got the transmission oil system thing. The car started working again, and I was advised from a very close friend who works on cars, Keisha, now's the time to get rid of that car, because the next time transmission messes up, the oil change ain't going to fix it. you're going to have to throw in. And he looked around, it's going to cost me about $5,000. But I was really trying hard to keep that car. I had like 2, 3 more months of payments on it. Y'all know I was trying to keep, and it was really cute. And if I ever felt like I needed a new car, I would just simply go wash my car and it feel all brand new again. So sometimes you just got to take really good care of what you have to make it feel new to you all over again, so that you can hold on to it with the goal of improving your credit score. That's the goal. That's number one, right? Number two, in the same vein of avoiding taking on new debt, we want to save. Use this time to save. And the fastest way to save is to have a budget. The benefit of saving is that the more you put down, the less you have to finance. And the less you have to finance, the more home you can afford, and the smaller your mortgage payment will be. So use this time to create a budget. And I'm going to use another personal testimony here. I've been concentrating on trying to be more physically fit. And for the past few weeks, I've actually been inadvertently budgeting because I'm trying to eat better. And so it's making me shop once a week, usually on Sunday evenings for the rest of the week, and meal prep because of how much food costs, y'all. It's not like I'm shopping, with the exception of the salmon. I am buying salmon because I'm not eating beef and chicken anymore. Yes, I said it. I'm eating fish only as a meat replacement. But because of the cost of money that I'm spending on the groceries each week, vegetables and fruits and things, I'm staying away from the fast food because, first of all, it's expensive. Secondly, I don't know if y'all know, vegetables don't last a long time. Fresh veg, you got to eat those puppies. And then by the time you're buying a lot to put them in with your meals, there's a cost there. So it's inadvertently causing me to budget, to make sure that and to eat right. I hurry home to eat. The other thing is because I'm doing the intermittent fasting, so I only have till 6 o'clock to eat. If it's 5 o'clock and I'm somewhere, I'm running home to get to my meal prepped food, my meal prepped salmon, because I ain't letting it go to waste. But it's inadvertently causing me to budget for that purpose. And I'm sharing that with you, I guess, to show how it all works together, mentally, financially, physically. It really does. But there's a benefit there. There's a huge benefit. So work on budgeting. If you can get that budget under control. Another example, I used to be a big coffee drinker of Pete's Coffee. Had the app and everything, had my favorite, had it on speed dial in the app. And I discovered, and I may have shared this on the show before, I bought Folgers coffee, the instant coffee. I bought a container of it. Y'all, it was like $3.45 for the container. It lasts me at least 2 months. And that was drinking coffee at least 3 to 4 times a week. Do you know the cost savings? I should actually calculate the cost savings and share it, because it's got to be like maybe 2 or 3 pennies a cup. And that's not including the sweetener. But I don't typically buy brand sweetener. It's like the what is it? Sunny Market, Sunny, that the generic brand. If y'all know it, y'all know what I'm talking about. The Sunnyvale or whatever it is. This is a generic brand sweetener, because those are just as good. So it's like less than $2. And then so it's a very cheap cup. And here's the clincher. It's a better cup of coffee. Can I just say that? Folgers. A better cup of coffee. I know. No, Steve said I sound like the commercial. So again, another way to save, because what, a cup of coffee is easily $4 a cup at Pete's or Starbucks, right? Yes. So yeah, so I'm watching the chat, you guys, and people are commenting. Yes. Let me go back to the comments. Denisha says her mother loves Folgers. Yes. Nikki, thank you, girl. Let's see. Also, remember, new doesn't necessarily mean brand new off the lot with a $30,000 car. A good used car is new to you. That is correct, Miss Denisha. You are right. It's new to you. You got it. And then even used cars now are expensive, right? Yeah. So let me see if there's something else here in the chat that I can remember. I got to look at the chat while I'm talking, y'all. I apologize because when I go back and read it, the comments, I'm on to something else and I'm reading it out of context. Does not taking on new debt mean no new credit cards either? Yes, because when you get a new credit card, whatever that amount is that they allow you on that card, that is new debt. That it is seen as new debt. So if you get a $5,000 credit card, that's a $5,000 liability, whether you use it or not, because at any moment you could use it. So your lender is looking at that. If you use it, you want to make sure you use it in a very moderate way. Maybe use it to pay gas and have your repayment set on autopilot so that you pay the total card off every month. So use a credit card as a tool versus side money. Don't think of it as side money. Oh, I can always go, think of credit cards as tools to help improve your credit. And you all know that I work closely with Jeff Sipes at Blue Water Credit, bluewatercredit.com. And they have tons of free information right on their website that will help you address a lot of your credit issues without even signing up for their services. So go right to that website for more information at bluewatercredit.com. So saving up, the amount required for a down payment varies by loan type, but the more you can put down, the better. Large down payments will result in lower monthly mortgage payments, better interest rates, fewer upfront fees, and lower closing costs. So that down payment doesn't have to come straight out of your paycheck either. So in addition to slowly saving, there are down payment assistance programs, and that's number 3. You want to make sure that you use this time to research down payment assistance programs. First-time home buyers can tap into these programs. I actually will be adding a down payment assistance resource link to my website. And I've got the information getting ready to go on the website. It's not there today, but it should be there by this time next week, definitely within the next couple of days, definitely by this time next week. So it is, if you'd like access to the link, it is a tool where you type in your address or where you want to live or the city or the county, wherever it is that you want to live. You can type in different criteria and information about yourself. It'll ask you information about how much you make, different questions to help kind of qualify you. And once you plug in all of that information, it spits out a list of down payment resource information. And I want to give you an example because, of course, I had to test it out before I brought it to you all. So I'll give you an example of some of the down payment assistance that it shot out for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it shot out 13 programs for me. I just put in some general criteria. And a lot of them are through 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of them are through the Cal HFA program, Cal HFA My Home Assistance Program, second mortgages. So we're talking about money up to $17,500. So 3.5% of the purchase price in assistance. Another one, the Cal Plus FHA with zero interest program. They call that the ZIP. up to $15,000. Another one up to $14,250. That's the Cal Plus conventional with zero interest program. There's the Golden State Finance Authority program. It's called Open Doors. So common ones are Cal HFA, the Open Door program. The Open Door program offers up to 7% of the total loan amount in assistance. So for the information I typed in, it said it would offer me up to $33,250 in assistance. And so the list just goes on and on and on. There's a mortgage fund. There's a Golden State Financial Authority Platinum Down Payment Assistance Program, Southland Regional Association of Realtors home grant program. So it's pulling everything that's out there out the bag and letting you know. And I reached out to the California Association of Realtors finance department and got this information last month. I finally got in the program, got the link sent to me, and now I'm adding it to my website. So if you would like a copy of that link, go ahead and shoot me an email at agentkey007@gmail.com. agentkey007 @gmail.com. And I should say that is AGENTKEE007 @gmail.com. Send me an email and say, I'd like the down payment assistance link. And I'll, just say, I'd like the DPA link. And then I'll shoot it right over to you. No questions asked. We got to take a break, you guys. But when we come back, we're going to finish the list. We just polished off the first 3. For the rest of the show, we're going to attack the next 4. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I'm Agent Key, and we'll be right back.
Are you talking about Sweet and Low?
No,
I know it's another one.
It's a brand.
I know what Sweet and Low is too.
Yeah, but it's not a name. It's a generic.
I know.
Though
that's why I say it. I can't think of the name.
Yes, because Sweet and Low is an actual brand.
Right.
But it's a.
No, I know the one you're talking about. I just can't think of the.
Sunny Farms.
I was trying my best to think of.
If y'all are watching and you know the name of that generic brand, so I'm thinking of coffee creamer. There's what's the more popular coffee creamer called? Nestle, all of those kind of name brands, but there's one that's generic and it's almost half the price of the other sweeteners.
I know what it is. I used it for a minute.
It's called Sunny Select.
Nobody
typed it in, but it just came to me. Sunny Select, y'all. Sunny Select generic brand is good. You want to save some money.
I'm a honey guy.
But even though I'm talking about the coffee, I've stopped drinking coffee now. It's been hard because yesterday I had a doppio and because I was driving out of town and I was by myself and the lull was coming on. So I stopped at Starbucks. A doppio is basically 2 shots of espresso with caramel creamer, nothing else.
Okay.
Just keeps you like.
Yeah.
You're like that. I wanted to make sure I was not falling asleep. So I fell off the wagon with that. It is today's the 27th. So I've been 27 before yesterday. I was 25 days with no coffee.
Yeah.
After yesterday, that was my first time. So I've been drinking
So you didn't
tea.
fall off. You just had a bump in the road.
I had a bump in the road. Yeah. Hey, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Which website did you get that from? So I went through the California Association of Realtors Finance Department. Let me see. There might even be a link on their website. Let me see. DPA. Maybe if I look up DPA.
But lady leaders have a unique ability to read people to the degree of being able to know what's necessary at that time.
If you go to the California Association of Realtors website and type in the name of the program, hold on, I can tell you the name of the program. Let's see. Down payment assistance. Oh shoot, we're coming back off the break. I'm going to find it. Subject. Hold that thought, Nikki. I'm going to find it. Down Payment Resource Center. We are back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and today we are talking about 7 steps to take while you wait for the housing market to cool. Step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3 we discussed before we went to break, so I'll give you a quick recap. Step number 1 was to improve your credit score. Step number 2 was to work on saving. Save up, because the more money you can put down, the less money you have to finance, the lower your mortgage will be, and the more you will save. Step number 3 was research down payment assistance programs to make sure you position yourself to be ready to utilize those programs. Know that they're out there. And I said, shoot me an email and I'll send you a link so that you can type in your information and it'll give you access to all of the down payment assistance programs that are available to you throughout the state of California, and I believe possibly on a federal level. And you can email me at agentkee007@gmail.com, and I'll provide that link to you because it's in the process of being attached to my website. In the future, I'll just give you my website link. Number 4, this is a good one. This one was, I don't know how to describe this. This one was like an aha moment. And this one is going to be really tough for some people, but I'll just say it. Number 4, don't over rent. Sacrifice and save. On top of the down payment assistance programs, you can make an effort to reduce costs where possible. Some of you are living with your parents or living with someone. If you're being a good tenant, they'll probably let you stay. There's another side to that I can get in. You want to make sure you're being helpful, that you're not being a burden, pay some money, help them out financially when you can. Take advantage if you're living with someone to use that as an opportunity to save and to work on your character. Can we just say that? But the other thing about renting, if you have to rent, don't go and look for the biggest house to rent. I know that some people need, if we have 2 children, we want a 3-bedroom home because that child needs a bedroom and that child needs a bedroom. But let's say a 3-bedroom home to rent costs you $2,800 a month. But the 2-bedroom apartment might be $21. That's a savings of $700 a month. And you can put the 2 children in a bedroom together because it's a sacrifice you're making. It's not forever. It's a small sacrifice to get to a bigger end goal. So if you're planning on buying, but you need to rent first, rent what you need, not what you want. It'll cost you less and allow you to save more money. Don't waste money on the perfect rental. Find a home that's suitable for the least amount possible. I know that one didn't feel good. But again, this time is going to go by. It's going to go by. And if I am right about these 5 years, if I'm right, the market is going to be prime for the picking. And you don't want to be shoulda, woulda, coulda 5 years from now. You're going to look back and say, oh man, I could have used that time. Oh, shoot, we didn't have to be in that big house renting. We could have been saving some of that money. Oh, I don't want you to have that kind of regret. I don't want you to have that kind of remorse. We're trying to think ahead. What can you do right now in preparation of what's possibly about to come? if we keep moving in the direction we're moving in regarding the economy, regarding builders, regarding laws and things, different local governments are doing things to escalate housing hitting the market. In 5 years, you want to be ready. So don't over rent. Number 5, if you're currently in the market and you're looking to buy, I have a buyer that just went into escrow yesterday. Praise God. It felt like we were looking forever. But I look back at the notes, y'all, and she actually started looking in May, like the beginning of May. I'm sorry, I'm saying May, March, January, March. She started looking at the beginning of March. And so it took us less than 45 days. And for some of you listening, you might be like, 45 days. Talk to a buyer that's been in the market looking for almost a year or several months. It is taking some people months. But 18 showings and 7 offers later, my buyer is in escrow. And that is with her diligently looking. Each time we looked, we saw at least 2 to 3 properties every week. And I'm sharing that with you to say that is almost a standard length of time. It's taking my buyers a couple of months if they're diligently looking and diligently making offers to get into escrow. A lot of that has to do with just getting acclimated to the process and the learning curve, because I don't pressure people. I want you to learn. I share the information, but you got to learn. And I encourage you strongly, but I don't make the decision for you. Anyway, I digress. The point is, you're going to be in the market for a while. You could possibly lock in your mortgage rate. Consider an extended mortgage rate lock. Mortgage rates have been on the rise in recent weeks, right? So since the start of the year, they've jumped from 3.11% to 5.11%. The difference between a $1,731 mortgage payment and a $2,200 mortgage payment on a median price listing right now nationwide, right? So there's also talk about more interest rate increases in the future. So it's not likely that we'll see interest rates go down anytime soon. But what a rate lock will do, it will allow you to reserve an interest rate for a designated amount of time. The typical rate lock is just 30 to 60 days, though some lenders do offer 90-day rate locks. And there are mortgage companies that offer what are called fee-free TBD locks. TBD stands for to be determined. So these allow buyers to lock in a rate without a property in mind and hold it for up to 6 months. So if you are in the market and you're concerned about interest rates rising, speak with your lender about locking in your mortgage rate for as long as possible. It will typically cost you something, and in some cases it may not for a while, but it's definitely a great way to have some type of assurance that while you're looking, your rate's not going to fly through the roof. You lock in the rate, worst case scenario, what if the rate goes down when you actually get into escrow? Release the one you locked and take the lower rate, right? So that's number 5. Number 6, study and keep an eye on local market conditions. We're talking about what to do while you wait on the market to cool. 7 steps. Number 6 is study and keep an eye on local market conditions. Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, those types of sites that we call them commercial real estate websites because they have investors with millions and millions of dollars throwing money at them to make them appear to be something that they actually are not. They are not the official voice of real estate. Your local real estate professional and real estate associations are the official voices. When you look for property on Zillow, Redfin, any of those, chances are you might be looking at something that is no longer available, something that got sold in 1990, because the goal of these sites is to give the appearance that they are real estate resources. They serve a lot of purposes. They are lead generation machines for real estate agents. And when I say lead generation machines, I'm not saying that in a way that they're successful. They are in the business to make money, and they make money off of the idea that they are positioning themselves as a resource to you that you can go to quickly and easily and get information that you can find useful. I'll tell you this, Credit Karma and Credit Sesame and all of those other type of credit sites are more useful than Zillow and Trulia and Redfin. And why do I say that? Because with Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, those types of sites, they are at least pulling some kind of a snapshot from your real credit history and giving you an idea. And all you have to do is go match up all the websites, or just go to, not match up all the websites, match up the different. So for example, I have Credit Karma, I have Experian, I have like 3 or 4 different credit monitoring services. When I look at all 4 of them, they pretty much line up. So that lets me know that, okay, this is probably about right. But if you're looking at Zillow and Trulia and Redfin, and you're looking at a house value, let's say you're a homeowner and you go on there to find your house value, your house value is going to differ on every last one of those sites that you look up, because it's based on there's a word I'm looking for. It's based on how they set up, how that information is being pulled to send it back to you. None of them have a physical person that's going into these homes, which is ultimately what you need to determine the value of your house. They're using radiuses. If you put a circle on any town USA and you say all the houses within there, let's get the value, the average value, you might have pulled in a warehouse. You might have pulled in a whole different neighborhood. You might have pulled in a neighborhood that's selling at 200,000 or 300,000, and your neighborhood is 700,000 or 800,000. And that alone may pull down the price of your property. So as you study the market and you get ready to understand, do not rely on commercial real estate websites to study the market. I said all of that to say, connect with a local real estate professional. And I'm going to give you a free tool today that you can use to help you if you want to subvert the professional real estate, the real estate professional, and just go directly and get the information yourself. I'm going to share some information with you that will help you do that. 2 things. There is a website. If you go to sacrealtor.org, SACREALTOR, realtor.org. On that front page, there's a tab that says consumers. They have a menu across the top. It says about, members, consumers, calendar. If you click on the consumers or just hover your link, your mouse above the word consumers, a drop down menu appears. And in that menu, why use a realtor? Mortgage resources, additional contacts, dispute resolution, buying and selling. And the one we're looking for, housing statistics. You can go directly to the horse's mouth on your own. If you don't want to talk to a real estate agent because you think they're going to try to sell you a house and you don't think you're ready, go find the data on your own. They have the housing stats, and they update the housing stats for the month prior by the middle of every month. So by the 15th of the month, the housing stats, we're in April. We're now April 27th. So that means if you go to the website, housing stats for the month of March will be there. And when we get to May 15th, the housing stats for the month of April will be there. And all of the housing stats all the way back to 2002 are on that page. They have archives that go all the way back to 2002. So that's a free tool that you can use. That's open to the public. You do not have to be a real estate professional to access that information. Another tool that I want to share with you, if you want to search for property, you want to make sure that you're getting the most up-to-date information. MetroList Services is the MLS that we use here locally, real estate professionals that we have access to, that any real estate professional who is a realtor subscribes to, and it is the exclusive database that houses every type of property, residential, under residential, condos, foreclosures, short sales, foreclosures / REOs, mobile homes, manufactured homes, you name it. If you can live in it, if it's a single family residence and it's being listed publicly for someone to be able to make an offer on, it's there. The website for that, there's a public website. Again, you can subvert Zillow. You don't have to rely on that. You can create your own searches and everything. It is at metrolistmls.com. www.metro metro list mls.com. metrolistmls.com. It is the largest MLS in Northern California, featuring listings directly from MetroList. It's easy to use. They've got a new, modern, sleek web design. You can search and explore listings by map, county, zip code, city address, open house, or set your own criteria. And when you're ready, you can also find a local real estate professional through that website. We are going to take another break just in time. We just finished 6. Okay, so we just have one more to go. So when we come back from the break, I'll do a recap. We'll finish with number 7, and hopefully you all will be at a greater peace about the market and where we are. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I'm Agent Key, and we'll be right back. Hey, let me see. Oh, shoot, fiddlesticks, y'all. I said I was going to look at the chat. Let's see. What did I miss? Oh, my word. Let's see. Denisha. Okay, all right. I'm catching up. 740, Shalon said. 740. Yes. That's where we want to be. Okay, so we talked about that. I didn't see those coming in. Got you guys. Got you. Okay. I recently heard or read that Cal FHA is providing a 10% down payment assistance. Do you know that to be true? 10%. Ooh. So wherever you heard that, send me the link or let me know and I'll do some research on that. 10%. I've not heard, but based on what's happening today, it's possible. Anything is possible. Have you heard anything about a homeowners program for people that work for the government? So they're putting together what they call workforce housing. I think almost every state now is talking about building workforce housing. In that there are categories of people that they're targeting. So it could I don't know if that's what you're referencing, but I do know that they already existed were programs that targeted nurses, first responders, teachers, things of that nature. And I seem to recall there being a program for, I don't know if it was government workers, it may have been state workers. But so I know I wasn't much help with that, but so not off the top of my head, but research workforce housing in California. Research workforce housing in California. You're answering all of my questions without having to check the comments. Oh, love you too. Thank you, Denisha. Which website did you get that from? I think I gave you that website, Miss Nikki. Live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else. Wait, I didn't read that right. Live like no one else now, so you can, so you can live like no one else later. Dave Ramsey. Me. I need to come back to the feed early on, y'all. I apologize. Thank you, Nicole. Nikki, thank you. You're talking about the escrow. I'll look for the info and send it to you. Thank you. Okay, that's what you're talking about. State workers. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ladies. Thank you all for tuning in. All right, I'm really going to keep an eye now. I'm going to keep an eye out through my peripheral vision. We'll see how that goes. The song ain't even over. Hey, everyone. We're back. My engineer be counting me down too fast, trying to bring me in the middle of the song. I just want to hear it play all the way through. Don't be turning him off. I'm going to tell him. AK, Dosey trying to turn your cut off in the middle to bring the show back. I'm playing. Anyway, we're back. Y'all are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I'm Agent Key, and we are almost wrapping up today's show. 7 steps that you can take while you wait for this crazy housing market to cool. We're going to do a quick recap. Number 1, improve your credit score. Number 2, save. Number 3, research down payment assistance programs. See which ones you may qualify for, what you need to do to position yourself to qualify. Email me at agentkee007@gmail.com and ask for the down payment assistance link. And I'll send that to you. And it will be a tool that you can fill in your information, and it shoots out all of the programs that you possibly qualify for based on the data that you put in the site. Number 4, don't over rent. If you're renting, don't over rent. Sacrifice to save. If you're staying with someone, work on being a really good, I said tenant before, but the word I really was looking for was roommate. Work on being a good roommate so you can stay as long as possible, because the goal, again, is to save, and then practice home ownership while you're being a renter. Because once you become a homeowner, you want to be disciplined in your spending habits. Once you're in the home, you want to make sure you're able to keep the home. So number 4, don't over rent, sacrifice to save. And number 5, if you're in the market and you're looking to buy, and you've been looking and you've been looking and you've been looking and you've been making offers and you're getting discouraged, lock up that interest rate if you can. Consider an extended mortgage rate lock. Talk to your lender and ask them, hey, can I get this rate on lockdown before rates go up any further? You might be pleasantly surprised. And number 6, study and keep an eye on the local market. I gave you information to metrolistmls.com so that you can keep an eye on the local market directly, and you can bypass Zillow, bypass Redfin, bypass all of those sites that are just trying to lock you in and sell you off to the nearest real estate agent who probably shouldn't be in the industry. Did I just say that out loud? I did say that out loud. Anyway, go straight to the horse, straight to the inventory, and keep an eye on market conditions on the house that you're looking for so that you can see what the market is doing. You can go in and create search criteria on just a specific neighborhood so that you can see how the prices, how the homes are selling, how fast they're selling, how many days the houses are really staying on the market, what type of housings there are, open houses. You get an opportunity. You can walk through open houses without being pre-qualified, without being pre-approved, and get an idea of the floor plans. Certain neighborhoods have certain floor plans that are common to those neighborhoods. So do your recon work while you wait. I also gave you the website to SAC Realtor. I'm looking at it, make sure I don't mislead you. sacrealtor.org. I have to look because it just pops up. I type in the word S and it pops up for me. I don't have to remember the whole site, but it is SACREALTOR, Realtor, sacrealtor.org. And you're going to look for the menu at the top that says consumers, hover over that and drop down to housing statistics. What you're looking for when you get to housing statistics in particular, I want to draw your attention to, there's 3 columns. If you click on 2022 statistics, you're going to see 3 columns. One says single family and condo summaries. The other one says zip code report. And then the third one says press release. When you click on the press release for any month, it's going to give you a general overview of all of the housing statistics. But the one that I want you to pay close attention to is the zip code report. If you click on the zip code report for any month, it's going to pull up single family home sales by zip code for that month in different neighborhoods. And the zip codes represent the Sacramento areas, neighborhoods. So 95608 is the first one that pops up. That's Carmichael. And it tells you the total sales for that month, median sales price, average price per square foot, average square foot of the property, the total listing inventory, and the total listing median price. It gives you that data for the current month. It gives you the sales breakdown. It gives you the last month and the last year and the changes year to date. Why is that so important? At a glance, you can see what happens from month to month in each particular zip code. But even better, you can see what's happening zip code by zip code throughout the Sacramento region as you're comparing all of these numbers side by side. So right now, I'm looking, just ballparking, 575 is 682. I'm looking for the highest, 835 Folsom, the highest median sales price right now. Ooh, Ileton, $1,444 was the last listing median price. Folsom right now still is the highest at $842. Nope. Wilton, $912,000. So this is telling you which zip codes, which properties are selling the highest and which ones are selling the lowest. I'm looking, I see Fruit Ridge Manor, 95824, median sales price, $370,000. So what can you do with this information? If you're in the market and you're looking to buy and you know what your pre-approval is, you can take this list, find your number, go in here, look through a median sales price, find the one that closely matches your pre-approval amount, and look in that area specifically and see what the homes are doing. I want to give you number 7 really quickly before we have to get out of here. That is, know your trigger and be ready to act fast. If you decide to wait it out, understand exactly what would spur you to re-enter the market. That's critical. If it's having a certain amount in savings, know what that threshold is and be mindful of your bank balance. If it's lower home prices or rates, set a percentage drop that you'd need to see to feel comfortable buying. Ask yourself how long you're willing to wait and what if prices are still soaring. Playing out these scenarios will help put guidelines in place so that you can avoid emotionally buying. If you're waiting for a specific type of property or a home in a certain community to hit the market, define what you're looking for. Set up detailed listing alerts and stay in touch with your agent. And when something does come up with that fits the bill, be ready to act fast. Schedule a showing or a virtual tour ASAP and have your mortgage pre-approval ready to go. I cannot say that and emphasize that enough. Preparation is the key. The goal is to take the steps now, ladies and gentlemen, that will help improve your chances at buying when you're ready. I am Agent Key, and you all know if you are doing what you were created to do, I will see you at the top. For some of these zip codes, there were no Ariosa. Yes, I noticed that too. Oh, you're fast. You pulled that up real fast. Looked at West Sac and they had none. No one in March had a short sale or foreclosure. That's right. So that is excellent, excellent data. Good tool to use. You are very welcome, Miss Nikki. Also, at a glance, it looks like the people are hanging on to their homes even through this stage of the pandemic. A lot of people I know, they're like, okay, if I sell my home, I want to, and I actually advise my clients who are thinking about selling, let's look and see first if there is a home that you can lateral over into before we even think about putting your house on the market. First, let's see how much money you would get if you sell your home. How much money are you adding to what you're going to receive in proceeds to purchase your next home? Where do you want to buy? Let's look at how much money you're taking to buy, and let's look at what's out there that you want. Is it enough to cover it? Is that enough house for you? Is that what you really want to do? You want to leave this house for that? So that's a whole conversation that sellers need to have before they consider selling their home. That's why you see a lot of people just holding on. That's why you're going to see a lot of home improvement happening over this next couple of years, because people are just going to stay and they're just going to improve. You're going to see they're going to improve their homes. You're going to see more people putting additions and things on their home, increasing the footprint of the square footage, whatever it is that they need to do to be comfortable, because it's going to be more financially feasible. You're very welcome, my dear. Y'all, I got to go. I got an appointment with a seller at 2:30. Love you all. See y'all next week. Bye now.